Yeah. So good morning to all. In last class talked about for random forest, which is the part of one example of bagging. Okay. Today we will be talking about boosting. Okay. So what is the basic difference from bagging is here. For each sample we'll have the weight. In earlier what we have seen is that each sample will have the equal weight, and then randomly we random sampling we did with replacement, and we got the data set. Not only that, and after we got the model, each model will have the equal weight. But in case of the boosting, it is not only the sample will have the different weight, but each model will be getting a different weight. Okay. So here basic idea is here. Yeah. So boosting assign a weight to each training example and adaptively changes this weight at the end of each boosting round. We'll see with one example. But what is the basic idea that we need to understand here? Half of the total weight assigned to the misclassified example and other half is the rest of the example. How it is more weight for the misclassified sample? So our assumption is that classifier, each individual base classifier is weak classifier. That means accuracy is more than 50%. Okay. So accuracy is more than 50% means the number of sample misclassified will be lesser than the 50% of the sample. So therefore 50% of the lesser than 50% of the sample will get total weight will be half, and more than 50% sample also will have the weight half. So the more sample, more than 50% of the sample, so therefore weight of the individual sample will be lesser, but here weight for the individual sample will be more. This is the basic idea. In that way we can give more weights to the misclassified sample. But what does it mean by the more weights? That means when we randomly select the sample, we'll select those sample many times. So that is the way that we put the weight. So with one example it will be clear. So let's say here one example here. Initial weight are uniform, that is sum to 1. So let's say you have a sample of 1000 is 100, and then it will get 0.01 weight. Okay, let's say this is the weight. Now what will happen? The current weight assigned to the misclassified sample at any point instance, what will be the current weight? That is the initial. Now the for any round, what will be the assigned weight? Assigned weight is exactly the error rate. So error rate, say let's say 30 of the samples, 30 sample out of 100 are misclassified. So therefore error rate will be 0.3. Okay. So total error will be 0.3 for the misclassified sample. Okay. Now what you do it weight update for the each sample, what you have to do, multiply with 1/2 into epsilon. So 1/2 into 0.3. Okay. And what will be the for correctly classified? It will be 1/2 into 1 minus epsilon. Okay. So one example you can see here. Yeah, you can see one example here. So that is we have drawn the confusion matrix here, and then rightly classified sample is this one. Rightly classified sample is this one and this one, and wrongly classified sample is this one. Okay, so therefore 25 samples are wrongly classified, so therefore misclassification is actually 0.25, so that is the error rate. So therefore weight update factor will be whatever the value 1/2 into multiplied with 0.25. So this will be misclassified for the each sample, and this will be for the correctly classified sample. Okay. So now here in case of the boosting, okay, so we'll get a confidence or weight for each boosting model. So what I said ki not only the weight for the individual sample, we'll get weight for the individual model also. Okay, so that is alpha this value. Okay, so how this value is coming, obviously I need to show you. So yeah. So what we realize from the discussion that for whatever the weight for the misclassified sample and weight for the rightly classified sample will be opposite to each other. So in a sense, if it is alpha t misclassified sample, then other will be 1 by alpha t because it will reduce it. So based on this one, what we can show you, let's say let's say delta t is the weight update factors. Okay, so weight update factor for misclassified sample. Okay, so then what will be the case for classified sample? It will be reciprocal of weight update factor for correctly classified sample. Okay, I think this is we don't have sufficient space, so I need to use some other board. Okay, so therefore I have to switch again. Now you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that is, let's say this is delta t, that is for the weight update factor. For misclassified sample. So you have to understand something like that. And this is for correctly classified sample. Okay. Now, just few minutes before what we learn. So weight for a particular point, it is we have to multiply with, this is with 2 into epsilon. Okay, so this is exactly same as the delta t. And for correctly classified sample, this is 1 by 2 into 1 minus epsilon. This is exactly same as the 1 by delta t. And after that, we need to normalize with a factor. So let's say zt. Similarly, we need to normalize it. Okay, so we have two equation. Basically, what we have to do, we have to find the value of this part. Okay, so we have to find the value of this guy. Okay, so what we can do it from the equation 2, we can substitute the value of delta t into the equation 1. Okay, so then what do you get it? So you will get delta t equal to two into 1 minus epsilon by zt, right? Yeah, so let's say this is, you can say 3. Now what you from here, from equation 2 we get delta t. Now what do you do it? Replace delta t in the equation 1. Okay, so if you put it, then what will happen? So it will be 1 by 2 epsilon equal to 2 into 1 minus epsilon into zt square. Okay, so from here you can write zt equal to okay, so you can write zt equal to 2 into any problem, 2 into epsilon into 1 minus epsilon. Okay, so now what you do it, yeah, we can move it. So now what you do it, value of zt, okay, you put the equation into first equation. So place the value of zt in equation number 1. Then what do you get? So we are replacing basically, so we'll get delta t into 2 epsilon equal to zt equal to 2 into epsilon into 1 minus epsilon. Okay, so there delta t equal to epsilon 1 minus epsilon by epsilon. Okay, so that equal to 1 minus epsilon by epsilon. Okay, so this is nothing but exp of alpha t. Okay, so alpha t we have shown in the equation, that is alpha t equal to nothing but half of ln 1 minus epsilon by epsilon t. Okay, so do you have any confusion in this derivation? Then we move to the other slides if you don't have any confusion. Okay, that is, we said no, we will multiply that update factor will be 1 by 2 epsilon. Okay, so finally what we get it, because of that concept, we'll multiply it with 1 by half of 2 epsilon, 1 upon 2 epsilon. We'll get finally something called alpha t, and alpha t is nothing but delta t is nothing but the e to the power alpha t. So this alpha t is actually what is that the model weight. So each individual learner will have the weight. In earlier case it was weight was equal, but here weight will be different, and it depends on the factor, that is something called the error rate at that particular time. Okay, so now we move back to the our slide. So where is our slide? Yeah, this one. Yes. So that is we got it here, right? So this is the value we got. Okay, so this is the model factor as we have shown, that is something called that is the weight update factor is something called, this is equal to exp of this value alpha t. Okay, so now once we finish it, now we'll see the algorithm here, something called the AdaBoost. So what we have to do, we have to say take the training data set, okay, and ensemble size, that means how many classifier we should work with, okay, and then weighted ensemble method. Earlier is that is the ensemble method because each has equal weight, each has same weight, right? So now is like this is the initial case, as I said ki all will be equally probable, so therefore weight will be 1 by size of the data set. Okay, now what you do it for the rest of the sample, so run an algorithm on the weight to produce a model empty. After that you calculate the weight error, weight factor. What is that? If error is more than half, obviously if it is error is more than half, so we cannot work, so we have to cancel it. Okay, now if weight is lesser than half, then we compute this value as we just few minutes before we computed, that is that model weight. And now how will change the weight of the individual points. So here we go, whatever the earlier weight we will change it, that is earlier weight was WT, so maybe in the first case, and then some normalization factor ZT, and then what we do it, we multiply with exponent of negative value for rightly classified sample because it should be reduced. Okay, and then for rightly classified sample weight should be improved, so therefore this is plus. Okay, and now whatever the total weight it should be divided, so that is normalized factor. And then what does this algorithm what this algorithm will return basically, so it will return the individual model and along with the model weight. So model weight at individual round we computed the model weight, that should be multiplied, and then we have to take the summation of for when we want to identify the class level of the unknown object. Okay, so here we have one example that you can see. Suppose this is the same example which was used for the bagging. We are using for same thing here in the boosting example here. So this is the data set. Now what you do it, we use the example here. Now we got this kind, this is the data set, random data set we got after first round. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to find a decision stump. Okay. So this is should be, let's say an error should be minimum. So at which point we can make the error minimum. So if we keep a decision line somewhere here, this should be positive and this should be negative. So that is done here. And in this process, what happened for the original data set? Let's say here we keep this is positive and this is negative. Okay. So there is no error, no error, no error. So here is also no error, no error, no error. But what will happen for this sample? So this sample will be misclassified. So therefore, for this sample, weight will be more, and rightly classified sample will have the less weight. So in fact, what will happen when again we resample, when we will sample it, these three sample ideally will appear many times. We can say one with one classical example here. Say this is a case for here, that is we can see this is the first round and this is the second round. What happened, as we learned that first three example is very what is called is like we fail to classify these three. So therefore when we'll sample it, this will automatically, because weight is updated and second round, this will be appearing many times, and that happened that 01 01 will appear twice, similarly 02 appear twice, and so on. Now you can identify the class level. If you can say anything is positive is a decision stump. So that is why it is mentioned here, that is x is less than equal to 0.05 is positive and above is also positive. Okay. So this is the boosting round 2. Now what will happen? So we identified rightly for the other sample, and this one is also we identified for this other sample. Okay. Now if this is the decision stump, and now if you go for identify the class level, okay, so obviously some of the class level will be wrong and some will be the right. So accordingly we need to change the weight, and then you can see one more round, but it is very difficult to predict with simple example here. So as you can see, that is we'll get the another training data set. So something like that. And then we need to identify, let's say this is the training data set here, we got it. And then we need to identify a decision stump which will make minimum error. So it is obvious that I should put somewhere here one decision stump. This is positive and this is negative. So that is done here. Okay. Now after third round, so we can see what is the ultimate results. Okay. So that can be tabulated here. So we have a table here. What is that first round? What is the decision stump? Decision stump is, you can check, is like 0.75. So that is, it is written here, that is the split point is 0.75. Similarly for 0.05, and here you can see that is this is 0.03. So this is 0.03. In the meantime, what you need to do it, you need to compute the what is called is like model weight. So model weight is just I derived that part, and that is something called is like, here we can go, that is model weight is something like that. Okay. So we have to compute the model weight, and then finally so we got this value. So now in summary, what we got? We got the alpha value, we got three classifier, and then we need to identify the each training data. So that was the objective for bagging also and for boosting here also. Okay. So now what you do it in round 1, we know this is the classifier 0.7, this is 0.05, this is 0.3. And first sample we want to identify. So it is said ki it is negative class and above is positive class. Okay, so this will be the negative, this will be negative, this will be negative, and all will be negative, and above this one all will be positive. That is happening using the first classifier. Using the second classifier is all are positive. As you can see that all sample is categorized as a positive class. Now in the last one, you can see 0.3 is positive and above is negative. So all are negative class here, and above, below of this one is all positive class. Okay. Now what you do it, first round weight is 1.738. So you multiply with this value -1 into 1.738. Similarly, you multiply it with, for second round, multiplied 1 with 2.778, and we assume that this calculation is right. Okay, and then 1 is this one. So you compute this, will you get the 5.16. This is a positive value. So therefore sign will be positive. So it will be identified as a positive class. Okay, positive class means yeah. So then this is again, this is positive, this is positive, this is negative, because this value is negative. So sign will be negative, 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 and here is again positive, positive, positive. So if you see the original class level, so you can see here. So first 4 was positive, first three are positive, then negative, and then last 3 is positive. So in this example, it is shown that using only 3 rounds, we can reach our desired results. Like first 3 is positive, then negative, and the last 3 are negative. Okay, so this is the example of what is called ensemble of classifier, and more specific to AdaBoost. Okay, so there are variation of the boosting algorithm and bagging algorithm. So I think this is sufficient for in our class. Okay, so with this I complete the what is called is the classification problem. So no more classification I will be talking about. Okay, because most of the time, more than 16-17 classes, first 3 class, maybe 15 classes I invested for this classification task. So I think no more classification task class is required. But in the meantime, I learned that Ratnakar sir will teach the other subjects, other not subject, like neural network. So it will be fine for me. So without teaching the neural network. Okay. Now what we do it, we'll move directly because we don't have time. So we'll directly move to the classification, clustering technique. Okay. In today's class, we'll start the clustering technique. Okay. So can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Can you hear it?
No, sir, audio is not there.
Audio must be there. You just let me run it. Sound is very less. Okay. I don't know. Can you hear?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Huh? No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I don't know.
So while sharing, you have to share audio as well, like on
Yeah,
Teams.
I'm sharing. I'm sharing audio also.
Okay.
Computer sound also I am sharing. Now you check. That is the task of classification is to assign an
Yes,
object
sir.
in one of
Yes,
the
sir. Now
predefined
it is audible.
categories. So that is we know, and then how it works, that we know that it will have a training set. So that is a set of object with their categories are provided. So that is something called the training set. And then we'll make a model, okay, using this training data set.